financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA, 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant, a true New York-style diner in Ocala. Try our breakfast special of 2 eggs served with home fries or hash browns and toast for just $4.49. We have an all-you-can-eat catfish special daily for $14.99, and Thursday through Sunday we have prime rib. Happy hour for food starts at 2 p.m. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant is located at 5400 Southwest College Road in the Heathbrook Commons Plaza. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We will see you soon.
Are you a veteran living in Florida? Do you want to earn while you learn? Call 954-434-8220 or visit our website at nsied.org now. Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants training in farming, ranching, and allied services? Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants help with job placement? Call 954-434-8220. North-South Institute Veteran Training Program is a mix of online and hands-on in-person training designed for you to earn while you learn. Once you register for the program, you'll get a stipend of approximately $300 per month for 3 months. And you can get an additional stipend to offset your travel expenses. You can also get another $75 for referring a veteran who completes the program. If you are a veteran living in Florida, call the North-South Institute Veteran Training Program now, 954-434-8220, or visit our website at nsied.org now.
On Saturday, March 19th, the University Air Center will host the Gator Fly-In and Armed Services Appreciation Day. All branches of the military are invited, alongside civilian and law enforcement pilots, to display their aircraft. Vote for the best civilian aircraft and People's Choice Aircraft Contest. Admission and parking are free. There will be helicopter and airplane rides, food trucks, and live music for all to enjoy. Again, that's March 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University Air Center, where you can fly easy from Gainesville nonstop to Atlanta on Delta Airlines, Charlotte, Dallas, and Miami on American Airlines. Enjoy the fly-in, and remember, you can easily fly in and out to 343 destinations around the world in one stop on American and Delta Airlines. Enjoy the Gator fly-in, and remember to fly easy, fly Gainesville.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday. Coming in at 9 o'clock, Major Greg Martin will be here from the Ocala Police Department. He's had a major crimes. He'll be here to talk with us. But right now, Galen, you know I was on the phone lines with us, brought to you by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. We'd like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. They're located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how they're handling the COVID-19 pandemic, give them a call at 352-854-6262. We'd like to thank Just Ship. They've flipped the script on shipping. Before, you had to go stand in line at the UPS store or the post office after you had to package your item up. And so you had to spend money on the box and the bubble wrap and the wrapping. And then you take it, and then you got to pay postage, and you got to waste time by standing in line. Well, Just Ship does all that for you. Make an appointment. They come out, they pick your item up, they package it up, they put it in the box, they go stand in line at the post office or the UPS store, saving you time and money. As we know, time is money, so they save you money on top of money. JustShipped.net. And, of course, our good folks at Penn Flooring. They're a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solutions for your flooring needs. They have experience in both the commercial and residential flooring. They're very knowledgeable in all types of applications. Come in and let them help you save time, money, and maybe a headache, because that's what they do best every day. Penn Flooring, located at 1201 Southwest 17th Street, or give them a call at 352-351-3420. Before we went to break, Galen, you had just briefly mentioned Brittany Griner, the Baylor standout that now is a WNBA superstar. And she was arrested, detained in Russia as she was leaving Russia, trying to get on a flight by the TSA of Russia for possessing hash oil in a vape dispenser, which is against Russian law. She's been detained now for a little over 2 weeks. And a lot of people, I heard over the weekend, sports people and news people, think she's going to be a very important pawn used by the Russians in negotiations with the Americans.
Well, that's exactly right. That's what she's become. And this is what happens when you put individuals at like this. I mean, what's the bargaining power, right? And by the way, and if I'm Putin, I'm like, all right, I'll keep her forever. And if the second you stop sending us oil, I'll send her to the gulag.
Right.
Right? I mean, they
as soon as you don't buy our oil, she's going to the Russian gulag. And by the way, the Russian gulag with a video camera that shows the life she lives 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's right. And you know, again, the Russian historically do not care about individuals. It's always been about the collective. And so one person suffering is fine as long as it's good for the collective. You know, in America, we're the complete opposite. One person suffering means we all need to do something about it. And again, we're playing into their hands by doing this with athletes. Yeah. And by the way, Brittany, by the way, I've watched her play 0 times. But we put her in this position because we canceled flights from Russia. So it's kind of our own doing. And by the way, the State Department should step in immediately and get involved in this. And because that's the State Department's job. When I did live overseas, even though I was a military personnel, I always knew that if something happened, America would have my back. I don't know if you feel that way now if you go overseas.
Well, she was there. Right? She was there to play in the Russian Premier League basketball league during the WNBA off season. I didn't even know why she was there, but I guess she was there to keep playing basketball. Right. And Customs Service officials found vape cartridges containing hashish oil in her luggage at the airport. But see, that's what the news is doing now. Now the news is like, well, the Russians say they found it. It's not unbelievable that she's it's not unbelievable she had weed with her or oil from vape. It's very common in the U.S. for people in the U.S. to have that. The news is like, well, they say she had it now. I think, whether she had it or not, they've detained an American citizen, and our government is doing very little to get that citizen back.
Well, it seems that way. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But again, we have no moral leg to stand on. We have lost the moral high ground. And what the U.S. has always been good at is at least owning the moral high ground. We have lost that by negotiating with Venezuela for oil, by this negotiation with Iran, by the way, which the Russians were backdooring, which is also why they thought we were so weak and knew we wouldn't do anything. We are doing the least amount possible to act like we're involved. And by the way, the rest of NATO is looking at us and going,
thought you were supposed to be the country that led us.
Yeah, you're the one with the strongest army in the world, even today. We don't trust you.
I'm sorry.
We don't trust you. Look how many people you got up. Nobody talks about the British military people that were left behind in Afghanistan and scrambling to get out of there and the lives that they put at risk. Nobody talks about that in this country.
No.
So if I'm England right now, and everybody knows that we have an election every 4 years for president.
Yes.
If I'm any country, I'm like, look, just stay away from me for 3 years and then come back and talk, right?
Well, the Democrats will tell you, that's what the world did once Trump got elected, was they said, stay away from me for 4 years till somebody else is elected.
Although the rest of the world would, in their actions, would deny that.
Of course.
Without Trump pushing how much, and bringing a point to how much money these countries spend on NATO, and guilting Germany into paying more.
Paying their
You
own
wouldn't be
way.
happy.
Imagine that. You pay for, you get the benefits of it. You pay for some of the benefits instead of America footing the bill. That's so crazy, that thought process.
Yeah, and again, leadership matters. I say it all the time.
You say coaching
look at a
matters, and
good
that's
organization.
leadership. Coaching matters, that's
That's
leadership.
You look at any good organization, you look at any team, and by the way, you look at any household, leadership matters. And how you lead every day and the example you provide.
Hey,
And,
the Washington
that
Commanders, the Washington Commanders are a house fire, a dumpster fire, and it starts with their leader, Daniel Snyder.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And again, but you see it every day.
Hey, by the way,
leadership matters, and our leadership right now is weak.
I didn't mean to laugh earlier when you were talking about something serious, but our listeners are just very, very good. One of the listeners walked in and goes, "Brittany Griner's not a pawn. Mongo only pawn in Game of Life."
That's true.
That's solid. That's solid. You really can't argue with that.
Pretty funny.
That's solid.
That's a good reference.
That's solid.
A good reference.
Solid. Brittany Griner is not the pawn in the Game of Life. Only Mongo is pawn in Game of Life.
Pretty funny.
That's solid. You got to give it to the listeners that listen
like
to the show. That's solid.
One in a row.
And if you're out there and you don't understand what we just said, the reference we just said, that's a you problem, not a us problem.
It's on YouTube. I'm sure you could YouTube it.
Put Mongo in Game of Life on YouTube. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So let's talk for a minute about something that was difficult over the weekend. Oh, well, the room just got noticeably different. Somebody just walked in, the room got noticeably different. Noticeably.
What's up, Dan? How you doing?
No, not Dan. Worse than Dan. It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. But we'll get into that in the 9 o'clock hour. But over the weekend, I heard all kind of. It's by the way, first Bay Hill that I haven't been to without the pandemic getting involved since 2008. I really missed the Arnold Palmer Invitational this year. I got to re-up. Now that I'm back in radio, I got to put my credentials back in and see if they'll let me give me some PGA love again. But over on Friday, I heard some people. I was talking to people, and I go, man, either these golf courses are getting easier or they got to do something. I mean, they're 9 under. They still got the weekend to go. It's Arnie's tournament. Somebody's going to shoot 17, 18 under. It's just that's not what this tournament's designed for. And I go, well, what are you talking about? And they go, look, they're already 9 under, and it's Friday. I go, 7, 8 under at the most will win this golf tournament. And he's like, no, they're already 9 under. I go, okay. The wind will blow in Orlando. That course will dry out. They will tuck pins on some of those nasty greens where it's just ridiculous. And, of course, that's what the people at the Arnold Palmer Invitational did. I believe, 5 under won?
Yeah.
Everybody played horrible golf on Saturday and Sunday, made it look like the kind of golf I play, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Well, I always like it when on the fourth round, the winner shoots even par, and he's like one of the only people. I think he was the only guy in the top 10 to shoot even par.
Yeah.
And won. It's a good round of golf.
Scheffler did a good job.
To me, and at TPC, we'll see what the score is. TPC, it all depends on the weather. If it rains,
and it's supposed to be there's a cold front moving through that's supposed to stall out just before it gets to us on Thursday and Friday. So it looks like it's going to be mid-March ugly in Jacksonville Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then Sunday will be a sunny day in the low 60s.
Well,
welcome
again,
to TPC back to March.
Yeah, man, the weather is always crazy.
Well, remember, they had it in March, and it was crazy. Then they moved it in May, and the heat was so stifling that it was ridiculous. Now they moved it back to March.
On the table.
They've had great weather the 2 years that they moved it from March during the pandemic and all, but now the weather looks like it's going to give you Jacksonville weather in the middle of March. And it could be – TPC could be ugly this weekend.
Well, if that wind blows and it's wet, the ball doesn't carry. Woo,
At that golf course, it comes 600 yards longer.
Well, and then if it is like that, and then Saturday and Sunday, the greens hold, they could shoot 12 under.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah,
So,
but Saturday's supposed to be ugly too. Sunday's supposed to be the good day, sunny-wise, but it's supposed to be in the low 60s, 60, 61. So that's still cold for Jacksonville. You know, the only problem.
Sunday at TPC. I was just going to say, Sunday at TPC is one of the best watch days of golf.
The only problem with the TPC with the weather like this is if you are a fashionista, and everybody that knows what I'm talking about at the TPC knows what I'm talking about, this is not the week for the fashionistas.
No, you better just bundle up because it could be 40 degrees and then 80 within an hour.
Because the fashion show, by the way, at the TPC, solid.
The hat game comes up, and the hat game.
Oh, yeah, the hat game's solid.
Yeah, it's
solid. But the TPC, and is the Players, do you think the Players Championship's a better golf tournament than the PGA Championship?
There's no doubt. I mean, it's not even close. You could argue, depending on the course, the TPC is better than the British Open. I've had this argument before with people, and I'm like, all right, give me the course because the course makes the tournament.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The pageantry and old Tom Morris might outweigh the TPC, no matter what course they're on. In my mind,
they're not always that good at the
yeah, but they still have the reference. They can still reference old Tom Morris. That's good enough.
Well, it's the. You could argue the British Open has the prettiest trophy in all of sports.
Oh, the Claret Jug may be one of them. The Claret Jug may be. Yeah.
Right. I mean, just when pure beauty, right? And it's got the Claret Jug. Stanley Cup is way up there.
See, that to me, my favorite trophy.
Everybody's name on it.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite trophy, and I'm not a hockey guy, but my favorite trophy is the Stanley Cup, just because it's got everybody's name on it.
And they get to own it they get to have it for a day.
Can we say the ugliest one?
I think the Claret Jug.
Can we say the ugliest one's the World Series trophy? Just those little spindly sticks with the banners at the top of them. Oh, it's horrible.
It's terrible. I don't think the Super Bowl trophy is that good looking.
That's just a piece of just a long column with a football on top of it.
I do like if the college football was just the college football national championship was just the glass or crystal football, it would be good. But they stick it on this god awful base. That's pretty ugly.
You know what we get. You know at 1AA though. When I played Georgia Southern, we got the replicas of the national championship trophy, and because it's not a big prestige, even though to us it was prestigious, it's not like the BCS or anything. But you know what the national championship trophy is for 1AA? It may have changed now, but what it was when we were there, it was just your NCAA intercollegiate athletic trophy, that big tall wooden trophy with the wreath and and we all got replicas of that trophy.
All right.
And that's just because of the simplicity of it. That's just for college football. I thought that was a great trophy. But I did like the BCS trophy with the crystal football. But you're right, that big column that it sat on was just terrible. And so,
I mean, there have been some. I'm sure there are uglier trophies that no one knows about.
I'm glad they changed I'm glad they changed the Players Championship, the golf tournament. I'm glad they changed that trophy. Now it's got a golfer on top of the crystal. Remember, for the longest time, it was just like this oblique, this oblong, off square. I don't know what it was. It was terrible.
I didn't mind it. It was different. But again, that tournament, it's not about the trophy. It's about the exemption, and it's about the payday. You'd much rather, you would give up any trophy in your house for a 10-year exemption on the PGA Tour.
100%.
I mean, come on.
And then you got one golf tournament. If you showed me the trophy to this golf tournament, I couldn't pick it out of a lineup if it was the only thing in the lineup. But I know if you put that green jacket on, you won the Masters. But there's a trophy they give you too. I have no idea what it is. No idea.
And by the way, that's why you can't say the Masters is the ugliest trophy. Because first of all, I don't know of anybody who's ever played the game of golf, I'll put it that way. And they said, look, we can let you win the Masters and you can get this green jacket, but it's going to take 5 years off of your life.
Done.
Done.
Oh.
What are we talking about?
So the Masters
here?
trophy is the clubhouse. It's a silver replica of the clubhouse.
Well, I know, but nobody wants the trophy. You want
I want a green jacket. If you told me,
and I would
hey, at 27 years old, you can win the Masters, but at 35, because of that, you will die a horrible death in a fiery single-car crash where you're the only person involved, I'd say, where do I sign up?
Yeah, I don't know, especially if you're like 22.
Yeah, where do I sign up?
Yeah, I again, I think it's because of what comes afterwards. For the rest, I would wear the green jacket. Oh, honey, you want me to go to Publix? I'll be right back. Let me get my jacket. Oh, it's 152 degrees, but it's green. People will understand. People would bag your groceries and they're like, "Hello, Masters winner. Hello." You know what I mean?
Look,
here's
all you have to know. Here's all you have to know.
Every day.
No matter what, for the rest of his life, no matter what happens, for the rest of his life, Canadian Mike Weir is a Masters champion. That's all you need to know.
That's right.
That's all you need to know.
Mike Weir is just his career is. All right, I got one for you. Corey Pavin or Mike Weir? Without looking at anything, who had a better career?
I would immediately say Corey Pavin.
Of course you would. But that's because Corey Pavin won the U.S. Open.
Mike Weir won the Masters.
Look what Mike Weir won, and they are more equal than you would think. Corey Pavin is my poster boy for grinding. Just absolutely grinding.
But Mike Weir is a grinder that won the Masters.
Yep.
That green jacket.
I mean, Mike Weir.
And look, I love the U.S.
Open.
Open. The U.S. Open is my second favorite golf tournament on the face of the earth because the Masters is my favorite golf tournament.
Sure. I mean, he got 8. I think he got 8 PGA Tour wins, and he's a national treasure in Canada.
Right.
People love the guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't live there because he wants to be able to drive when he gets to.
And he also wants to be able to keep some of the money he wins, so he doesn't live in Canada.
Oh, absolutely. That's right.
If you want to keep your winnings, you do like Tiger Woods or Mike Weir did. You move out of California or Canada.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why everybody goes, why doesn't Phil move out of California? Phil loses so much in gambling, he needs the tax write-offs.
That's correct. That's correct.
He needs the tax write-offs.
Corey Pavin, underrated player. At some point, he's got to go into the Hall of Fame. He may already be there. I don't know.
And let's talk about Hall of Fames. Right now in 2022, the NFL Hall of Fame has been announced. The Major League Baseball Hall of Fame has been announced. But isn't the biggest induction into any Hall of Fame going to happen next weekend when The Undertaker is inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? Isn't that really the biggest Hall of Fame induction of 2022?
Nobody cares about that.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, and by the way,
there's a lot of people living in single-wide. There's a lot of people living in single-wide trailers right now, cooking up meth that are yelling at the radio. We care about the Undertaker, idiot. So I'm just letting you know that. That.
Yeah, I think Corey Pavin only won one major.
Right? The U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open, yeah. I think Mike Weir has won more if you add in the Champions Tour. He's won more majors.
Yeah. Well, and the Champions Tour just gives a reprieve to a lot of these guys that were not. They weren't bad golfers. They were pros, but they were the middle of the road guys that have gotten a second chance on the Champions Tour. And by the way, don't get me wrong. I know Bernhard Langer was a great golfer on the European Tour, and he won majors on the U.S. Tour. But he's made his career. Bernhard Langer's career is the Champions Tour, not the PGA Tour.
Is he oh man, he may be the greatest Champions Tour player ever. There was another guy, not Hal Green. What was his name? But I think he's got the most wins in Champions.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, exactly. He.
There's a couple who are like, my gosh, that guy just grinded, made more money on the championship tour.
Gene Sarazen, who is he's a Savannah guy, went to Georgia Southern in the 70s, and he was a grinder on the PGA Tour, always listed at, about 100 on the tour list, 98, something like that. He's won like 6 times on the Champions Tour.
Sure.
That's
Hale Irwin.
Yeah,
Hale Irwin.
Hale Irwin
That's the other guy I
the
was
greatest.
thinking about.
Hale Irwin
Hale
was the
Irwin
greatest Champions Tour player until Bernhard Longer. Yeah.
I think he's got more wins.
I don't know.
I think Hale Irwin's got more wins.
I don't know. Let me look.
I bet you he does, Tom, because he's won like a lot of majors and all that. I think he played like every weekend and just cashed checks.
Let's see. He set the record in '97 with 9 victories on the Champions Tour.
Yeah, I think he's got the most wins.
Well, here it is. Who has the most wins? Hale Irwin has the most wins. Bernhard Longer's second. Hale's at 45. Bernhard Longer is at 43.
Which is good because Bernhard Longer may be the worst player on the planet to watch play.
Yeah, it's boring. And then Lee Trevino's third. And then see here's the tie. Bob Charles and Dr. Gil Morgan are fourth.
Well, I remember Dr. Gil Morgan made everybody's dream come true by look, just because you didn't play on the PGA Tour doesn't mean you can't play on the Senior Tour. So, gave all of us hope.
Yeah. But the thing about Dr. Gil Morgan is he's had 25 wins, and he's had 3 major wins on the Senior Tour. Here's where Bernhard Longer gets better than Hale Irwin. While Irwin's won 45 wins to Bernhard's 43, Hale's got 7 majors on the Champions Tour. Bernhard, 11.
Unbelievable.
So, hey, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, today we're out on top of the world, so come see us there. But as always, we're right on the boulevard, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Give the gift of life, donate blood, and we are in emergency need of all blood types, so we need you. Come on out.
Galen, from Life South. Talk to you tomorrow, pal.
All right, bye, all.
Coming up next, Major Greg Martin. He is in the building. It's been a while since him and I have done any kind of microphone work together. This could prove to be a good 30 minutes or a bad hour, depending on how long we decide to stay here. We'll have that next on Ocala Talks.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
After 2 ceasefires were broken by Russia in recent days with bombs hitting the fleeing civilians, another ceasefire has been announced Monday in Ukraine. Previous such measures have fallen apart, and Moscow's armed forces continued to pummel some Ukrainian cities with rockets even after the announcement this morning. The official global death toll from COVID-19 surpassed 6 million people on Monday. The milestone recorded by Johns Hopkins University is the latest tragic reminder of the unrelenting nature of this pandemic. Hundreds of truckers in a giant convoy have spent the past week transversing the country, and they're now heading to D.C. to protest COVID-19 mask and vaccine mandates. Jim, a tractor-trailer driver from Colorado on WUSA 9, says he wants his voice to be heard.
The main thing is, for me, is for them to take off the Emergency Act, because I feel like that as long as that's on, they can do just about whatever they want.
USA Radio News.
Okay, so we got the chorizo dumplings, the cucumber empanadas.
Zara's food truck is popping off.
Come on, guys, let's pick it up, all right?
But if she doesn't find a new chef, her truck will be stuck.
Carl quit this morning, so Jessica, I'm gonna need you on the fryer.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do.